What up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Shinobi Squad Podcast. I'm fan service Renji.
I'm Shana Mostella.
Today, we're going to talk about the fragile male ego and the nice guy syndrome.
Finally.
A lot of people don't realize how much of an issue this is. A big part of that is some guys don't want to accept they fall in this category. Just like you, it's been on my mind for a while. A video surfaced of this guy from Harlem. Goes by the name Skeeter Mills. That's probably not his real name. It's probably just his social media name. Anyways, the video shows him approaching a girl. It looks like he's asking her out. His boys must be filming it. You kind of hear the commentary. The girl kindly rejects him. Hey, no thank you. I have a boyfriend. Skeeter Mills starts getting upset. He says stuff like, don't you ever disrespect me and tell me about your boyfriend.
What?
That response says enough already. A girl kindly rejected your advance, didn't lie to you, said she had a boyfriend. Skeeter Mills couldn't take it. Maybe it was because his boys were watching. Maybe because his boys were filming him, thinking it would be a joke to show him later that he got turned down. Skeeter Mill then turns around, hits this girl in the face with a skateboard.
What?
Busts her shit all up.
That's exactly why this topic needs to be addressed.
Things like that are happening way too often. It may not be as extreme as hitting someone in the face with a skateboard. Guys are clapping back. They're lashing out for something as simple as being rejected.
Right.
Nobody is entitled to say yes just because you are interested in them.
Or just because they're nice to you.
In this case of Skeeter Mills, he hasn't been arrested. All his social media seem to be deleted on private. All that's left is this video that surfaced. This was all captured in public. I think the video was taking place near like a train station. The balls that this Skeeter Mills person, asshole, had to hit a girl in public.
To hit a girl at all.
Yep. And then to hit her in public while people are filming you with a skateboard. That's just on some next level bullshit.
Yeah, he has something wrong with him.
Who raised you?
Exactly.
Where in any universe is that acceptable to handle rejection like that?
And were the people filming it, did they laugh or what did they do?
Oh, yeah. His boys were just like, ooh, oh, man, she all messed up. Just commenting like it's a sports event.
His whole group needs to be dealt with. Because first, like, why would you condone that? And then on top of that, why would you keep filming it knowing what your friend just did?
So it just goes to show, not only did Skeeter Mills think that this was okay, it showed his friends didn't have a problem with it either.
Right.
His friends weren't shocked. His friends weren't disgusted. It was just entertainment to them. It leads me to believe that they feel the same way.
Right.
Oh, you going to disrespect me? Then that's what you get.
Right. And that's the mentality, too, what you just said. That's what you get.
That's what you get for disrespecting me. Who are you in the first place?
Exactly. Who are you?
To be butthurt that bad.
I know. He just met this girl. He just saw her. The audacity to just hit her in the face because you got turned down?
Yeah.
Come on.
That's crazy.
That is not right at all. And for you to think that it's okay to do that, who raised you?
Exactly. Yes.
What?
I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. What justifies such an action? Nothing.
But why would that be the first thing that comes in your mind? Like, okay, I'm just going to hit this person.
Right? Like, that makes you look like more of a bitch. We all get embarrassed if we get rejected in front of people or we fail. But to hit a girl in the face with a skateboard isn't going to make your failure look any less sad, I guess.
And it's not going to make her want to be with you anymore. It's like, oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disrespect you, sir. Let me try that again. No? What?
Right?
Who would do that? Who would just turn around and be like, okay, yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah. Give me a couple months to have my face heal. And
Exactly.
Then we can go on a date.
Who has ever in your life bowed down to you like that? To where you just think you can hit somebody, get away with it, and they're just going to turn around and be like, you know what? You might be right. Maybe we can go out sometime.
Yeah.
What?
Well, I hope this girl gets her justice.
I hope she does too.
I have a feeling the police aren't going to do anything about it. Since she's up in Harlem, I'm sure the hood got her back. I'm sure somebody in her family or her crew, I would hope that they would look at this video and find out who these clowns were and
Yeah.
smack them all in the face with skateboards, at the very least.
As dumb as they sound, they probably hang out in the same exact spaces, the same exact areas. They probably right there at that same train station right now.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't think they're going to be hard to find.
He probably still going by the nickname Skeeter Mills. Dumb people will just hold on
my
to their
God.
nicknames. So
Exactly. Oh, that's my name. That's my reputation.
So I hope she gets her justice. But damn, that's what we're talking about when we say fragile male egos. With these podcasts, I always like to pick from our life experiences. Once again, I'm going to throw it to you first. You're a beautiful young lady. I'm sure you had your fair share of dealing with fragile male egos. So you got a story to tell?
Well, there's one. It's not as bad as someone getting hit in the face with something, but I had a friend in high school. We'll name him Johnny for the sake of the video. Johnny and I we weren't best friends, but we were pretty well acquainted, and we had the same class. We would talk a lot because we had that same class, and we would do our homework together, stuff like that. Nothing too crazy. Like, we never went anywhere together outside of school. It got to a point where I didn't realize that he had feelings for me. We never got that far in our friendly relationship, and nothing ever really came of it. You know, and we never talked about it or anything. One day he, via MySpace, asked me out and asked me on the date. I kindly said no because I said, I do have a boyfriend, but also we're just friends and I don't want to spoil that. At first he took it okay. We still talked. We still were friendly towards each other. But then at some point he just started scoping through my MySpace and looking for pictures of my said boyfriend. I didn't really have a boyfriend at the time, but I didn't want to make him feel uncomfortable or anything because we were friends. So I didn't want it to ruin that. But he was looking through my pictures and saying things like, well, I don't see a boyfriend. But then I had changed my relationship status on there to engaged or something just so people wouldn't hit on me.
Yeah.
And he's like, but what is this about you being engaged? And he had like this, he sent me an angry emoji. And I'm like, dude, chill. We're just friends. Like, me and you have never had any connection whatsoever like that. So how do you jump from point A to point B and all of a sudden have these passionate feelings for me all of a sudden to where you're bothered that I'm engaged and don't have pictures of my boyfriend on MySpace?
Damn, he was a private eye on your ass.
He was. It went from that to he just stopped talking to me and just started giving me the cold shoulder because I had seen him randomly in public at a convention. We both like nerdy things. That's why we got along in the first place.
Yeah.
So I saw him at an anime convention maybe like a year later, and he totally just blew me off. Just acted like he didn't know who I was, totally different person. And this all came from because I didn't want to go on a date with you. And he just totally just changed. I feel like that fits in with this because it's just like he was buttered, for a lack of better words, you know? We weren't even like that. There's no other way to describe it. It was just one day we're chatting and the next day he's asking me out. It's just like, okay, did I miss something? He never once said he had feelings for me, never once talked about any of those things with me.
Did you ever hear back why he stopped talking to you, or did he ever like clap back at you or anything, or did he just ignore you?
He just ignored me. Obviously, we were friends on MySpace and we would talk here and there, but like he wouldn't even do that anymore. He would post a picture like or something like that, and I would say something like, "Hey, that's cool, whatever." Nothing. Saw him in public that one time. Nothing. He even went as far as unfriending me on MySpace after that. I'm just like, did I miss something? What in the hell? I don't even know.
That's a great example of fragile male ego.
It is. Because it was just out of nowhere.
FME, right? Fragile male ego. Yeah, okay.
Femme.
I had to stop and check my spelling there. He was just butthurt by the rejection.
Right.
He didn't lash out, but he still switched up quickly.
Yeah.
He was so hurt for whatever reason that you will never know because he never told you, and he just ended the whole friendship.
Another friend within that same friend group, another guy that I used to be friendly with in high school, he was also friends with Johnny. For this video, we'll call him, I don't know, we'll call him Gary. So Gary was friends with Johnny, and they had their whole little clique or whatever. But I was more friends with Gary more than I was with Johnny, we talked a little bit more than me and Johnny did.
Yeah.
So it was like when he came out and had feelings for me and said, hey, you know, I like you. We should get to know each other a little bit better outside of high school. That I could see. Again, I did reject him because we were all just dorky friends.
Yeah.
Like I didn't like him like that. The difference between that and Johnny was he took it easy. He's like, okay, you know, I get it. He was sad for a little bit after that because I guess he really did have true feelings for me. But after that, we just went back to being friends like nothing ever happened.
MySpace Shauna just out here breaking hearts.
But I wanted to compare
Savage.
I wanted to compare that story because Johnny and Gary were both friends and they were both in the same friend group and everything. So it's not like Johnny and Gary were just these like evil people or whatever. Yeah. Johnny did his own thing and he had his own mindset of what he thought of how he could take rejection and stuff like that. But Gary, on the other hand, was normal and did not have an ego about it. And we just picked up and became friends again and like nothing ever happened.
MySpace Shauna just breaking boys'
I
hearts.
miss MySpace.
She misses being a little MySpace savage.
Whatever. And one more note about Johnny. This guy was a 5'0" little boy with long hair. He's like a little rocker looking kind of guy. And I'm 5'6". I'm looking at him like, what are you going to do with me? Right? Like, what are you really going to do once you have me? I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. But like, and again, no disrespect to short guys out there, but like seriously.
He ain't even tall enough to get on this ride. Must be this tall to ride Shauna. He was this tall.
I could have stepped on him. I'm just like, dude, come on. And again, no disrespect, but he shot his shot. I'll give him that. But like, come on. Like, it's like a dog chasing after a car. What are you going to do once you get it, you know? I just had to put that in there because...
Damn. 5 foot nothing. He didn't even get no inches.
No, he wasn't. He was a tiny little boy. And I didn't mind, like, talking to him. We were cool. But, like, really, dude? You're going to get that mad? It's like, you can't even get on.
Can't even take him to Six Flags.
Oh, my God. I don't know.
That could play into the fragile male ego. A lot of these dudes that have these issues have a lot of insecurity issues. Maybe he was really insecure about his height.
Right.
I'm sure he confessed his love for you to some of his friends. They were probably like, you know, you should just go do it. Just go ask her out. Be yourself and don't be afraid. He sucked up his insecurity, shot his shot, and then got turned down. So he was devastated. This whole friendship with Johnny kind of segues to what I want to talk about next anyway. The nice guy syndrome. This is when a guy's super nice to you. He's being a gentleman. He's not hollering at you. He's not catcalling you, which is all perfectly fine. That's how you should be. But why I call it the nice guy syndrome, the quote unquote sickness part of it is it comes with a sense of entitlement. Some of these guys feel because they've been so nice to you, so kind, so helpful, supportive, whatever positive adjective you want to insert, they feel entitled to some form of repayment. In this case, we're talking about dating, affection, some kind of acknowledgement beyond, thank you for being a good person. Nice guy syndrome. Unfortunately, it happens a lot with people that are friends and one of them catches feelings.
Right.
You hear this a lot when guys talk about being stuck in the friend zone. They'll say things like, I've been friends with her for so long, and I've always been the guy that's been there for her.
Yep.
Every time she has a bad day or she needs a shoulder to cry on, I'm there for her. As you should be.
The Mr. Fix-It, always there for you when you need something.
I never heard it get called Mr. Fix-It.
I'm calling it Mr.
Fix-It Felix. You should be there if you're a true friend. You should be there for someone.
Right.
But then we get that sense of entitlement. What you're really saying is, I did all this because I expected something back in return. Not I did all this because I really care about you as a friend. It's because I wanted something from you.
It's kind of like buying a girl a drink and then expecting her to go home with you.
I'm glad you said that because that's right there on my notes. That is the exact same mentality. But these quote unquote nice guys don't think of it like that.
Right.
For those that don't go out to bars or clubs, let me explain to you what buying a drink really is. Actually, Shauna should. Many guys have bought her a drink
God.
at bars and clubs.
Oh, yeah. And 10 times out of 10, they all expect something from it. I've never once, actually maybe one time I had someone come up to me and buy me a drink and just talk to me at the bar. That was a one and only time thing, and it's never happened again. So let me give this a better explanation. When someone buys you a drink, they're pretty much buying a moment of your time.
Yes.
And that's perfectly fine. When you're out drinking, it's a time to be social. It's a time to mingle and meet new people. As a woman, you already know when someone's buying you a drink, 10 times out of 10 means they want something more from you than just your time. They want to take you home. They want to introduce something further because one drink will suddenly turn into 2 drinks and then 3. And it's like, okay, what are you doing? Can we pump the brakes a little bit, you know?
That's the difference between 2 types of men, though.
Yeah.
On one hand, a guy will understand. He's buying you a drink. That's a moment, maybe a song or 2. He could talk to you and see if you guys vibe. Mm-hmm. If you choose to talk longer, that's on you, the woman. A confident man will understand when that moment happens. When he notices they're not vibing, he'll leave. Someone with a fragile male ego will just stay and linger. He thinks that one drink has bought him the entire night with you.
I've had one guy at the bar buy me a drink. We had a few conversations. We talked for a little bit, whatever. I walk away and he follows me to my friend group, sat right next to me, and was in our conversation. I'm like, yeah, so, how's your job going? How, you went and got your hair done. I see it looks nice. He's over here in the corner. Oh, yeah, it does look nice, Shirley. That looks really nice. What salon did you go to? I bet my sister goes there. I'm like, can you back up for a minute, dude? Like, I wasn't even talking to you.
You was about just to pull the money out your purse and be like, here is that $12 for that cocktail.
Exactly.
Go back to the bar. I will buy you a drink. Let me refund this for you.
Exactly. Because then you kind of think about it. It's like, yeah, the drink was nice and yeah, I didn't need it, but I would rather just give it back to you if this is what this is going to be. I don't need you in my corner talking in my ear with my friends. It's like, dude, your moment of time was over.
Yeah. Here's some money to go buy yourself a drink. That's my refund, and here's some money to buy Snickers because it's going to be a while.
And even further, I left for the night, and he was still there trying to talk to Susan or whoever I was with. I'm like,
that's crazy.
What are you doing?
But anyways, that's that sense of entitlement. So we'll take it back to the nice guy syndrome, right? These guys' versions of buying you a drink is being there for you when you're sad or need someone to talk to. They're not doing it because they genuinely want to be there for you. It's they're putting a down payment on shooting their shot at you when the time is right.
And then get mad at you when you find somebody else or have been talking to somebody else like, oh, who's that? Who are you talking to? I've had that happen to me before too.
A lot of these quote unquote nice guys feel that they invested all this time into you. They deserve something back. That's the farthest from the truth. No woman owes you anything, really.
Yeah.
She could say, thank you for your time. You're a great friend. That's all that there should be there. That's where a lot of these dudes lose it, though. They've been told time and time again, be nice, be yourself, and things will work out. Those are all true. You should be nice. You should be yourself. You should just be kind to be kind.
Right.
Men can just be good human beings without expecting a woman to pay them back in any way, shape, or form. Unfortunately, some of these guys do it so often, they start getting frustrated. They start not believing in the nice guy system. That's why they start lashing out.
And unfortunately for women, a lot of that negative side happens a lot to where we don't know when someone's truly being nice. And that's what's sad about that.
Yeah.
No one can just be nice to us anymore because we think they're trying to take advantage of us somehow. It's like some kind of game that they're playing. And that's what makes it so sad about that.
I definitely agree. I can't even have some of my guy friends around my women friends anymore. That's why when you guys see me at cons, there's never any guys with me. You hardly see me with any of my male friends because of that reason.
Right.
They have all shown to me that they can't be respectful. They can't not try to hit on my friends. They can't just be there.
You can't take your male friends anywhere.
You can't. Unfortunately, at least in my experience, some of these guys still catcall girls like it's the 90s. Like they construction workers in a movie, you know? It's like, how much more stereotypical can you be?
I know.
As I got older, it's kind of why I've parted ways with some of my male friends. I mean, I'm still cool with them, but I don't take them anywhere with me.
Right.
I ain't trying to be embarrassed by you. I ain't trying to be embarrassed by these dumbasses,
Right?
you know? These cavemen.
Because you're not like that, so you wouldn't want your friends to represent you.
I don't want to make my lady friends feel uncomfortable with the people I have around me.
It's like, oh, you brought us around for this shit?
A bunch of people are going to watch this podcast and be like, is that why he doesn't hang out with me anymore?
Exactly.
That is exactly why I don't hang out with some of y'all anymore.
Because I can't trust y'all.
Yeah, I know. It's like a lot of y'all who have seen me at cons or who know me personally, 85%, almost 90% of my friends are all girls now. That's just how it is.
That's who you bond with. And for me, it's the opposite.
Yeah.
That means my friends and your friends, we can't mingle.
Nope. The sense of entitlement that these guys with the nice guy syndromes feel is scary and is getting dangerous.
Yeah, take the guy from ALA, for example. The guy who shot a shot at some cosplayer girl who he bought a couple of her prints. He had a conversation with her and whatever and felt entitled to go farther than that.
Yeah, he felt that she owed him more because he had been a long-time supporter of her. He shot his shot. She said no. She politely declined. And then if y'all don't remember, that story ends with him following her back to her hotel and lighting her car on fire. Yes, you heard me correctly. For those that don't remember the story, he finally met her at a con. He got in his car and followed her to a restaurant. That's when he tried to shoot his shot. She turned him down. He was so upset. He then left, got some gas, came back to the restaurant before she got finished eating, followed her back to the hotel, and lit her car on fire. Fragile male ego.
Fragile male ego. Who taught you to do that? Who in your family just said, if a girl rejects you, son, you can just do whatever you want just to get some kind of a rise out of that person or, you know, just take advantage of that person all that you can. Like, who has said that to you in your life to where you just think setting a girl's car on fire was the best retaliation?
That's still crazy to me.
Why?
Oh, my God.
Why? And that's scary because how would you know what car someone drove? How do you know she didn't drive with somebody? Like, what if that wasn't even her car? You're crazy, sir. I'm sorry, but you're crazy.
It was stalker enough for him to find out where they went for dinner. It's not like he asked her. He found out and followed her to dinner.
That's what I'm talking about. It's one thing when you have someone in front of you, you're confronting that person, you're doing whatever. He waited and found out. He waited, he listened, he stalked, doing all this psychological shit. Like, why do that?
He could have easily had just followed her up to her room and waited, broken her room and just laid on the bed with a bunch of roses waiting for her on some psychopath shit.
I'm sorry, but if that was me, I'd be too lazy to do any of those things. You know, like I would rather just bump into her the next day and say, hey, you know, you hurt my feelings, blah, blah, blah. Done. But this guy went out of his way. He's like, are you not having a good convention? Are you not cosplaying this weekend? Did you not want to see anybody famous at this convention, like a voice actor or something that you could go talk to? Like, what are you doing, sir?
And sadly, this nice guy syndrome gets a lot of people at cons in trouble. We've talked about a couple photographers getting in trouble. There are so many that get in trouble for the same reason, that their names and stories go unheard because they don't go viral or whatever, but it happens. Sorry, my photographer friends out there, but some of y'all need to take 15 steps back. They feel because they've been working with some of these cosplayers, always shooting them, always giving them free shoots. Some of them start slipping up. They start feeling that these cosplayers owe them something.
Exactly.
I've heard stories of certain girls doing like boudoir shoots or sexy shoots. These girls think that they're just working with a trusted photographer that they've shot with so many times. They feel comfortable just being in this hotel room, in their lingerie with this photographer. Sadly, that's when some of these guys feel it's appropriate to make their move.
I know these people don't trust you to make a move. These people trust you to take their picture, and you manipulate that trust and you use that to your advantage, and that's not cool. No matter who you are or who you think you are, that shit is not cool. Someone trusted you enough to take their pictures in boudoir or like naked even, and you're using that as your advantage? Really?
Yeah. Sadly, I've heard so many stories about photographers saying stuff like this. I know we've been shooting, but right now you're just so hot and I can't focus. Is there anything you can do to help calm me down?
No. Absolutely not.
Or they'll flat out just be like, hey, since you're already looking sexy, can we hook up? Just boldly just come out and say it. Either way, that's wrong and unprofessional.
Exactly.
Of course, then, any type of relationship they did have is broken.
Exactly.
That cosplayer is not going to feel comfortable shooting with you again.
And then her friends will tell their other friends, and it's going to build a reputation for you that you don't want.
Mm-hmm. Sadly, so many cosplay photographers have been getting in trouble for that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's always the same thing. I've been shooting you for so long, you owe me something now.
Mm-hmm.
It may not be as extreme as, hey, let's hook up. Some of these guys are catching feelings and getting super upset that the feeling's not returned. It's not supposed to be. Y'all had a professional photographer-client relationship.
Right.
They don't have to date you. Then some of these guys start doing shit like just posting all the pictures anyway. Well, I took these pictures. I have every right to post them. They'll post the bad ones. Or they won't even give them back their photos, and they'll just hold these like lingerie pictures hostage.
And this is why it's important to put this out into the light, because the cosplay community is still such a small, tight-knit community between us as people who take pictures with each other or work with photographers or work with whoever it is. We need to watch out for each other because we need to feel safe at the end of the day doing these things.
Yeah.
Like it's all fun and dandy. Like we can wear these costumes and we can do these photo shoots, these like boudoir and these naked kind of pictures, but we need to work with someone that we can trust.
Yeah.
And we need to be able to know at the end of the day, someone's not going to use that against us. Someone's not going to just show my pictures to the world when we get into a falling out. We need to work with professional people and we need to trust each other, because let me tell you, we don't have room out there for fragile male egos. We don't have room for anyone taking advantage of us. We don't have room for people being spiteful, period. You know? We need to be able to help each other and be there for each other. These fragile male egos are not doing anyone justice.
Yeah.
So let's just stop that right now.
Yeah. I see this a lot too. I'm sure you've experienced this. A lot of my friends like to post screenshots of this as a proof. They'll get a random DM, a random message from a guy saying, hey, how you doing, beautiful? Hey, how's your weekend going? A lot of girls don't even respond. Some will just respond just to be nice. Oh, yeah, it's been good. Couple days later, they get a message, hi. A couple days later, hey, you're obviously not responding anymore.
Right.
Then what happens, Shana?
Then they start saying things like, oh, well, you was ugly anyway. Your cosplay was ugly anyway. Bitch, I was ugly when you DM'd me in the first place.
I haven't changed.
I haven't changed in the past 5 minutes.
And there's levels to that shit. Some guys will wait a couple messages before they totally flip out.
Yeah.
But some guys will wait 5 minutes. They'll see that you're online and they'll just totally snap.
Or my favorite, they'll just come out the box just with something stupid like, "Can I have a picture of your feet? I think you're pretty. Can I get a picture of your calf?" Or like, what? And then you're like flabbergasted. You say the obvious thing like, "Wait, what?" And they're just like, "Oh well, never mind. You're not even cute anyway." What? You're the one asking me for feet pics, sir. Like,
sir, exactly.
What?
They get so butthurt so quick, and then they start switching up. And their only tactic is to insult you and make you feel bad.
Exactly. It's like, what is with that?
Bro, really? It's only been a couple minutes and you're already losing your shit.
I've gotten that so many times.
Yeah, you see it in public too. I've been across guys catcalling girls. Girls don't respond, and next thing they say, "Oh, you was ugly anyway."
I've had that so many times. Taking the bus, taking public transit all the time. I've had that happen to me so often to where I just kind of just didn't listen to what they had to say.
Yeah.
I just kept on walking, kept going on with my day because I'm just like, what? I just want to turn around and just say something, but I don't know how crazy these people are, so I don't want to touch it. So I just
you don't
keep
want to
walking.
escalate it. But it's like, if I was ugly anyway, then why are you hollering at me?
You must love ugly girls.
It just doesn't make any sense. Sadly, though, sometimes girls wish that's all it was.
Right.
Was just a cat call, just a message of frustration. Some of these dudes be taking it further on some like revenge porn kind of shit.
Yeah.
It could be a girl broke up with a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Any nudes or whatever she sent him or sexy pictures, he's posting it on any forum, any site he can.
Yeah.
Just to destroy her.
And just to show you how normal that is, I just saw a meme the other day that said, hey, bro, if you broke up with her, delete her nudes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, why is it becoming so normal to now we have to make memes about it?
Yeah, because that's the only way people listen is in memes now.
Exactly.
And that is so true. Some of these guys be holding on to nudes of their exes for whatever reason, but a lot of it is for malicious reasons in case they ever want to.
I know, they'll put it in their back pocket for a rainy day.
Yep.
What are you talking about? And then you hear these rap songs and these songs in general on the radio talking about their crazy exes.
Yeah.
Sir, you're the crazy ex. You. It's not me. I'm not hanging on to your dick pics and putting them everywhere. I should, but I'm not.
And let's just put it out there. If you still holding on to your ex's nudes for whatever reason, you bogus.
Delete her nudes, dude.
You trash yourself. Those are not for you to enjoy anymore. Y'all broke up. Like, move on, dude.
And if you're still holding on to her nudes, I'm sorry, but you're the crazy ex.
Yep.
You.
Even if you show only your best friends, that's still revenge porn. Those pictures were meant for you.
Exactly.
You shouldn't be holding on to that shit and showing your boys.
I know. What are they going to do? Pat you on the back?
Hey, send me those nudes, bro. It's like, no.
Oh, so I mean, I guess it's just like porn. I mean, but it's a difference, though. You'll have to embed that in your brain.
No, yeah.
There's a difference.
Yeah, like, you just trash if that's what you're doing. If you out there holding onto your ex's nudes and showing people, you just a trash human being. I'm not even sorry about that. You are.
Because at least porn, they're getting paid to do that.
Yeah.
They're getting paid for your entertainment. But people that you were personal with at some point, you might think they're crazy exes now, but like you were personal with that person at some point. Be a decent human being and just delete that shit, or just don't show it to anybody, you know?
At the very least, if you can't do anything else.
Yeah.
If you feel you must hold on to it because that was a part of your life. Yeah.
Just don't show it to anyone. What are you going to gain from that? I just don't get that.
Then we go back to cosplay, right? We go back to just this random DMing, messaging someone and getting shot down. Some of these dudes be so butthurt, it becomes their life goal to destroy this person.
Yeah.
They'll either start a campaign about why this girl ain't shit, why you shouldn't support her, but it always starts with, I've been a longtime supporter of you. I've been doing this for you. Again, it's that sense of entitlement. They felt because they have been supporting you for so long, you owe them something. You turn them down, then they get all mad. I've seen dudes subscribe to girls' Patreons or OnlyFans just to steal all their pictures and post them out there for free. They'll find any site they can just to post all these girls' work just to have the last laugh. Oh, you're going to shoot me down? Well, I'm just going to do what I can to mess up your life, mess up your money. Pretty much revenge porn.
And that's so sad for where you have to think, like, how can I get back at this person?
Yeah.
What is the most crude way I can get back at this person? Oh, wait, I got their nudes, or at least I know where to find them.
Yeah.
Who thinks like that?
So you spent your money to subscribe to their Patreon or their OnlyFans just to get the pictures, just to put them out there for free. But you still spent money. You gave away your money so everyone else can enjoy them for free.
Yeah, exactly. And I hate that. Like, is that really revenge at the end of the day, though?
Yeah, because she still has your money.
Because I've heard of like similar situations where someone will buy something just to get closer to you or just to find out information about you.
Yep.
Is that really revenge at the end of the day? Like, after everything's said and done, is that really revenge?
Yeah.
Because you not only gave that person money, but you also shared it out there in public. Like, hey, look what I'm doing. Isn't this crazy? Like, you're spreading that person's information out and like giving them more advertisement.
Within the cosplay community, the sense of entitlement is so real. I've worked multiple Yayahan booths. So have you.
Yeah.
We have seen the long-term fans come. Not to disrespect some of her followers, but there have been a few that I felt kind of iffy about. They will come, they'll buy a print, buy something to support. I've seen dudes bust out portfolios of every time they've taken pictures together.
Right.
But then the thing they say that makes me feel uncomfortable is when they drop that entitlement. I've been supporting you for 10 years. I gotta get my hug.
I know they have receipts. They have receipts that they took a picture of you at this convention, that convention, over there by the lawn, over there by the corner. Like, and then at some point it's just like they just bust it out like, oh, I deserve a hug. I think I've earned a little something extra.
And there's a difference between just wanting a hug, but I'm saying this person felt they were owed a hug. So keep that in mind. Now the United States is still in the world of COVID.
Yeah.
We don't even have events going on.
No.
I saw a post amongst the Cos Famous circle saying something like, what are we going to do now that COVID's a thing? Do you guys still feel comfortable giving people hugs? Most of this thread was just friendly and joking. People were like saying, well, maybe we can give people salutes or we can tap our feet. That's the new hug. Somebody jumped in there, got super serious and was like, I've been a supporter of you for the last 10 plus years. If I cannot get a hug, I'm not even come to your booth. I spend money so I can be there with you and get my hug. That's the only reason why I support you. This dude was so serious.
Same person who probably went to the no mask wearing protest earlier in the months before.
And on one end, a serious question. We can't hug people comfortably anymore.
Right.
So what can we do to make the fans still feel appreciated? And then it was also half-heartedly joking, like, yeah, let's just tap our feet and just be like, that's the new
But this person
thing.
was so serious to where they just broke it down, like, no.
Yeah.
No, hold the presses. No, I've promoted your stuff. I've been there with you. I've talked to you and done all this stuff for you for 10 plus years. Nobody asked. Absolutely nobody.
Yeah.
Asked that.
How did you even get on this thread in the first place?
Sir, I'm going to
And
need you to calm down.
I was in the thread and I read it. This was buried in there, so he had to read every comment to get to that part. That's how crazy it was.
Again, some of y'all got so much time. I would be so lazy to do any of those things. It's scary. Get a hobby, please, today.
And this dude was so mad. It was a personal attack to him for some reason. No one said we don't want to do this because we just hate our fans. We don't want to touch them. Everyone is like,
how can we do this safely?
yeah, for the greater good of the health of America, since we are terrible at containing COVID while the rest of the modern world, even some of the non-modern world, third world countries are getting rid of COVID and us Americans can't. Oh, Lord, stop me right now because I can just go on about that. But,
and that's assuming that these people will go to these conventions anytime soon.
Yeah, we're not going to even have these conventions anytime soon. So this dude is part of the problem, just feeling he has the right to hug on his favorite cosplayer.
That's probably the same person that's going to bring back glomping.
Ugh. Glomping needs to be followed up by dick punches and pussy kicks. I've been glomped a couple times, and they were terrifying.
Rip.
I want to make it a new thing, a new norm where if you get glommed, you can punch him in the dick or kick him in the pussy.
It's only fair.
Dave Chappelle.
It's only fair.
Kick him in the pussy. Hey, you got to defend yourself. Before we end this podcast, I want to tell one more story. That's probably the most extreme case of fragile male ego and nice guy syndrome that I've seen in my own personal life.
Mm-hmm.
I know Shana remembers this guy. Back in Chicago in 2011, there was a guy who had the longest ridiculous name ever for an Asian. And yes, I know Asians have long, ridiculous names, but he had the longest, ridiculous non-Asian name I've ever seen. It was something like Callaghan Winford Buchanan the Fifth.
He's not exaggerating. It was something like that.
It was some ridiculous combination of like 3 British last names. Like, wait. What's your real name? Callaghan Winford Buchanan the Fifth? So there was 4 other people before you with that ridiculous name in your Asian family?
He might as well have been a John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. His name is my name too.
It wasn't my name. He wasn't like, mixed. He wasn't part British, part Asian. He was 100% Jungo Asian. Where did they get this name? I don't know. They probably just dug into a hat of British names and pulled it out. I don't know.
A bunch of names?
I don't know. But anyways, I know I'm joking about his name, but this shit was so real. It was...
Oh, my God.
I ain't never seen shit like this ever, even till this day. All right, so Mr. Buchanan, I had the unfortunate pleasure of meeting him. Mm-hmm. I was new to Chicago at the time, so we kind of became friends. Mm-hmm. Through my friendship, I'm kind of hearing his sob story.
His sob story was he had someone that he proposed to, and he was just really down and out because this girl ended up breaking up with him for somebody else, and he was just so down and out about it. And like, it had already been close to a year by the time we met him.
Yeah.
And he was just going on and on about it.
I'm trying to be a nice guy. I'm trying to be a friend. I'm trying to figure out how to get him back on his feet, how to make him just forget about his ex of over a year ago. Fast forward a couple months into our friendship, he notices I'm friends with a certain person. Mm-hmm. He's like, hey, who's that girl? I think she's really cute. Mm-hmm. Can you hook me up? As I said earlier, I don't like that pressure of introducing some of my male friends to my female friends. Because I don't want that to be on me when things don't work out.
Right.
Instead, I gave him tips on how to get her attention, how to shoot his shot, pretty much. At first, he was just going to hit her off with the stereotypical catcalling shit. Hey, girl, you so fine, da-da-da-da-da. I was like, no. That stuff didn't work back in the 90s. You're not a construction worker. You ain't got a catcall like that. I'm like, why don't you try befriending her? Why don't you try just being a genuine person?
Right.
Try being nice. You can even say, you're my mutual friend. He does that. Little did we know that it worked. We didn't find out that they were even talking and seeing each other till 2-3 weeks into it.
Right.
This girl moved from Michigan to Chicago to hang out with this dude. She was temporarily living at his house.
Yeah. Actually, from where I remember it, he messaged me on the way to go get her.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Sir Buchanan was on his way in his car from Chicago to Michigan, texting me because I was also a mutual friend of this girl.
Yeah.
And we'll call her Ashley, just some general name for the sake of the video. And he was in the car on his way to her after you had told me, like, yeah, he's going to go for it. He's going to, like, try it, whatever. Us just thinking, like, okay, it's going to be on some normal shit. Like, maybe he's going to hit on her. Maybe things won't go through. Little did we know, he's on his way to her house and he's asking me points about her.
Yeah.
Like specific things. Like, what is she like? What does she do? It's like, aren't these things that you should be asking her?
Yeah.
And he's texting me because I remember waking up in the middle of the night. It was probably like 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
And my phone was going off like crazy. And he's asking me these things about her. And I'm just like, dude, I don't know. Like, I didn't really know her like that. She was just a mutual friend between me and you. And I didn't know much about her.
Yeah.
She was just one of those people that you saw at conventions all the time and
Yeah.
whatever. But like, he was just blowing me up the whole night on his way to go get her. I'm just like, what do you mean go get her? You guys have never met. You've never talked. What is she doing? And I texted her like, are you okay? Like, do
Yeah.
you need me to like do something? I can tell him to call it off. And she's just like, no, it's fine. It's fine. Well, I guess he bagged him a good one. I don't know. Like, I was on his side. I'm like, well, good for you, you know?
Little did we know our advice actually worked.
Right.
I'm sorry, but
the little advice that we gave, because we didn't say nothing.
I'm sorry, but a lot of my friends that I give dating advice to fail. They mess it up all the time.
We didn't say anything that big.
Yeah, we just told them some general, hey, just be nice to someone.
Yeah.
And, just don't try to spit game. Don't try to pick them up. Just be nice to them.
Right.
That worked a little too well. As Shana was saying, he picked her up. I didn't know that all happened until she was already in Chicago for 2 weeks, just 2 or 3 weeks, just hanging out with this dude and living at his place.
Yeah.
She messages us, hey, you guys want to meet up? And da-da-da. We were busy at the time because we were on tour. Everything seems fine.
Yeah, because us and Buchanan and Ashley weren't really that big of friends to begin with. So we're just thinking, like, on the surface, like, okay, everything's fine. They seem to be talking and hitting it off well. They must be if she went all the way from Michigan to Chicago to be with him. I'm just like, everything seems on paper to be fine.
As Shauna said, things looked fine.
Yeah.
And then, boom, M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong ruined the Avatar movie. Plot twist happens.
It's a twist.
It's a twist. No one saw this coming. We didn't find out till months after this was already taking place. We come to find out Ashley is being held captive at Mr. Buchanan's apartment.
And we didn't know that until we saw like headlighting news.
Yeah, we
headlighting news.
The news told us this. We woke up one morning to a news article. I think someone sent it to me and was like, hey, don't you know this guy? Because we did a photo shoot together at some con.
And as you're reading that on your end, I'm waking up to it on Facebook.
Uh-huh.
It was Facebook or something, and I clicked the link that was like, cosplayer of Chicago held a woman captive for 2 months or 3 months. I'm just like, I'm reading it, and as I'm reading it, I'm just like, oh yeah, whatever. Cosplayer, Buchanan, Ashley, like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Ashley.
Yeah, we're reading this article, and it's just going into detail about how they met and how she was swept off her feet by him, and she just wanted to go hang out with him. Mm-hmm. He was so nice to her. They were hitting it off. They hooked up. The plot twist took place was when she didn't want to be there anymore. Mm-hmm. She wanted to go back home.
Yeah.
He was not cool with that.
Mm-hmm.
Nice guy syndrome kicked in and was like, wait, no. I've been the nicest guy you've ever known.
Right.
I drove over 5 hours to pick you up from Detroit and bring you back to Chicago. You're not leaving. Mm-hmm. She was over there thinking it was just going to be like a little fling or like an online long distance thing, and they would see each other when they could see each other. He thought differently. He thought she was going to be his forever girl.
And what was crazy, he lived in that same place with a whole bunch of other people.
Yeah.
And that's what's weird and messed up about that whole situation.
He had other roommates. To make things worse, she wasn't only captive, she was also being physically abused. He took their kink a little too far.
Yeah.
Because she was into some alternative stuff.
This girl in a nutshell is kind of a free spirit, to be honest.
Yeah. So she was exploring the whole dom and sub stuff. But then he just kept going, and he was like beating her with martial arts weapons. Like, this dude had like nunchucks and knives.
Yeah.
Anyways, to let y'all know how bad it got, when the police finally found her, she had cuts and scars on her arms, on her breast.
Yeah, the only way that she even escaped in the first place is because they used her as pretty much like a grocery mule.
Yeah.
She was out there getting groceries for not only him, but his roommates, the people that were living there. And she, I guess, got smart about it one day and just made a break for it.
Yeah.
And that's when she contacted the police.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, how this story all turns around. Like, she got help, and then little did any of us know what was really going on.
Yeah. Oh my God. Just reliving that moment right now. It's just insane.
That's insane.
And this was back in 2011. I'm still in the, oh my God, Conjure's so awesome. Cosplayers are so innocent. Then this happened that early on before any of the other crazy things I've ever talked about in this podcast. That was scary. I felt personally involved because I knew the guy.
Yeah.
And I knew Ashley. And I gave him advice to talk to her, and I felt so bad about that.
Right, because we didn't think that he was going to take that little information and blow it up to bigger size proportions.
We also didn't know he was that crazy.
Because if you think about it, he did take advantage of both of us.
Yeah.
He took advantage of you because he was mostly talking to you about his ex and his breakup and stuff like that, and just to get advice from you how to talk to women and how to get back on his feet. But then on the other side, he manipulated me to get closer to me because he was a cosplayer too, and I helped him with his cosplay. I helped him do all of that, and like he manipulated both of us. He still saw it as an opportunity, and that's what's scary about that. And that's why I wanted to emphasize that we weren't really friends like that. Mm-hmm. For him to think like, okay, on a bigger spectrum, like this is gonna work. We were acquaintances at most.
Just to bring him back on topic. Nice guy syndrome. Mm-hmm. He felt entitled because he was so nice to her, brought her all the way to Chicago. He felt entitled to her being with him. Mm-hmm. When she said, hey, it's been fun, I want to leave, his fragile male ego was destroyed. Mm-hmm. He couldn't handle it.
Right.
The combination of those two deadly things triggers something in his mind to be like, you're staying here with me if you want to or not. Mm-hmm. Reading this article, Ashley described being put into handcuffs, locked in a room until it was time to let her out. Mm-hmm. They eventually built up a trust system to where he did let her leave to go get groceries, but he kept her on a timer.
Yeah.
If she didn't come back, he said he will go look for her because obviously he knows where she lives.
Right.
She felt that she was in danger either way. A lot of people ask the question, why didn't she leave earlier? She feared for her life. That's why she didn't leave earlier.
She feared for her family. Whoever lived with her.
That too.
He's been to her house because she stupidly at the time gave him her address.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where you think about it. Like you think about any victim in any situation. It's like these captors have something against you. Mm-hmm. They will find a way to get under your skin and find a way to keep you where they want to keep you. Because her is a free spirit. Of course, she's not going to think about herself. Like, whatever happens to her is fine.
Yeah.
But until you start mentioning and slipping in there her family, your household, people I wouldn't feel too comfortable just running away or finding help. Just at least not anytime soon. Like, imagine if she had kids, or imagine if she had someone close to her that she didn't want to get involved.
For those wondering, he did get arrested. Mm-hmm. He was supposed to go to trial, but he's in this weird gray area. Mm-hmm. Until you go to trial, it's just prolonging everything. You have to go to trial, be proved guilty, and then that's when your punishment starts. Mm-hmm. He's been in this gray area for years. Well, last I heard, one of his friends that I happen to know as well, for some reason, every time I go to ACEN or Anime Central, feels the need to give me the update like I care about this psychopath, but I don't. But last I heard, so he's been in this holding for 9 years and still has to go to trial to be proven guilty and then serve his punishment. He's been in this gray area because he doesn't have his immigration papers. Mm-hmm. The court systems are trying to figure out what to do with him. Do we just send him back to wherever he came from? Well, unfortunately, he's a dark-skinned jungle Asian, and they don't know where he came from.
Exactly.
And his name is 4 British names combined. That throws him all the way the hell off, too. So he's getting his justice just being stuck in this holding phase of his trial. So at least he's getting that.
Right.
But go back to what Shana was saying. He lived with other people. Mm-hmm. They saw all this happening. And what bothers me is nothing is happening to any of them.
And to make matters worse, because he had this long British name, but he went by another nickname.
Yeah.
And they all shared that same nickname.
They all shared a crew name.
Yeah. Whoever lived in that household had the same name. And they still, I don't know if they still go by the same name, but like for a long time
But
after
back then, they did.
A long time after that, this is back in 2011, I saw for maybe like at least 3 or 4 more years, they were still going by that same tagline. I'm just like, why would you want to put yourself out there like that?
Yeah, to give you guys an example, say I had a fan service crew. I would be fan service Renji. She'd be fan service Shana. Then we had fan service Billy. So they all had some kind of prefix crew name in front of it. It would always be crew name and then their own name. Those guys knew that was happening.
They were there.
Those guys knew, and nothing's happening to them. Not saying that people who are guilty by association should be punished as well, but these guys live there.
But people who are associated with a crime do get punished somehow.
They need to. You can't tell me that these dudes live there and didn't witness any of this abuse.
Yeah, same with any other crime. It's like if you're withholding information or if you were associated with some certain crime, those people do still get some kind of punishment. May not be for that long as the initial person who's doing it, but like you still know what's going on. You still see it. You still condoned it. So you do still get that same punishment. But I don't know what happened to those people. But
no, nothing happened to them.
Nothing happened? Okay, so again, it's like you were there, you lived there, you saw her, you saw what your friend was doing to this girl, and it's just like maybe he passed it off as something that was just between them, and maybe it looked normal. But still, no matter how it looked to them or how it must have been, it's just like at some point something was off, and they knew it. They were there, so like they need to get some kind of punishment.
All right, Shana, we've gotten really deep and really dark in this podcast. Let's try to wrap it up. We've been talking about fragile male egos and the nice guy syndrome.
Yeah, and with all that being said, you wonder why, as a male, right? Why females seem so unapproachable in this day and age is because I don't know if you're coming up to me to be nice and just being genuine. It's hard to find genuine people in this day and age. And for those of you who are actually genuine, this might be news to you, but like as a woman, I can't say if someone comes to me if they're really being genuine or if they're just trying to get something from me. And that's why we might come off as unapproachable. We might like you and we might see something good inside of you, but we don't know just yet if you're actually being nice to be nice.
Yeah, for all the guys out there listening, girls aren't being unapproachable because they just want to be bitches and they don't like being hit on. It's more than just that. A lot of women fear for their life. I hear so many of my friends say that. They're scared to turn a guy down because they hear these types of stories. That's why I wanted to put this out there. That's why I wanted Shana to share her experience. That's why I wanted to share whatever experience I knew about it. A lot of men don't want to accept this is how some men are. Unfortunately, this is how some men are. This is why women are fearful of being hit on.
It is, because I don't know if someone's going to follow me to my car or follow me in general and burn my car down or hit me with a skateboard.
Or kidnap you.
It's stuff like that where we hear it in the news and then we put that in the back of our minds. We're just trying to be cautious at the end of the day because I don't know what's going to happen to me. It's unfair, to be honest. Like, we are just going about our day. And then you want to come out of nowhere. Even if you just want to get to know us, we don't know that. We don't know these things because we don't want to take that chance. I don't want to get kidnapped. I don't want to see anyone else get kidnapped or get harmed in any way.
Yep.
Just for doing what I'm doing and then you want to take advantage of a situation. It's like, I can't prepare for that.
This isn't a problem that's just in the outside world. No, it's within the cosmic community as well.
And also feeling entitled on that note, it's like, it's hard for me personally to have a friendship with somebody because of that mentality that they want something more from me. In the example that I gave with my high school friend, sometimes I feel like I can't make friends because I always feel like because I talk to a guy or because we hit it off and we have a good conversation that we're supposed to be infatuated by each other.
Yeah.
And that guy is supposed to ask me out.
And for the record, I just want to let all the nice guys out there know, not talking shit because I am a nice guy and I have felt the whims of being in the friend zone. But the one thing I've learned is being nice isn't everything. You still have to be attractive in one way or another. You don't have to be physically attractive, but you have to be attractive. She has to like something else about you besides being nice. Maybe you're funny. Maybe you can build birdhouses and she's turned on by birdhouses or whatever, right? I don't know what people are into these days. But being nice isn't the automatic blank check to winning a girl's heart. Just like when a girl comes in your life, she has to be more than nice to you.
Right.
I'm sure you want her to be cute, don't you? You want her to be in anime or something.
Because let's be honest, no one's that nice. No one.
And let's be even more honest that you don't date girls just because they're nice.
You're right.
What was the old little stereotype when someone was like, hey, I got a friend. Oh, she's so nice. Your brain is just like, ugh, she's ugly, isn't she?
Right, exactly.
So, sorry, guys. I know y'all want me to be on your side right now, but unfortunately, I've met too many of you that don't think that way.
Exactly.
Y'all ain't out there dating girls because they nice. You out there dating girls because they hot, because of this and that. It's every other reason besides them being nice. So y'all can't flip it and be mad when someone doesn't want to date you just because all you got to offer is being nice. You can be nice, but you can also be the lamest, most boring dude out there. You can be nice and haven't worked a day in your life. You can be nice and be the ugliest dude in the world and have a hot dog for a nose looking like Pinocchio. You wouldn't date a girl with a hot dog nose, so don't get mad when being nice isn't enough for you to get a date.
Exactly. Take a breath. And scene.
And scene and cut. I'm sorry, dudes. I'm sorry. I had to learn that lesson myself. Being nice is just the prerequisite of being a person. You should be nice anyway. So don't add that to your dating resume. I think I've said all I've had to say about this topic. Fragile male egos.
I've been waiting for this one because I'm just so sick and tired of this being the new norm for...
It really is.
Because I'm tired of not being able to make friends. I'm tired of not being able to take someone for if they're just genuinely nice or if they're just genuinely a good person. I don't know these things anymore because you could flip that on me and manipulate me for all I know. And those are the things I'm tired of feeling like when I'm out there in the public.
Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'm Fanservice Renji.
I'm Shana Mostella.
We'll see you guys next time.
Thank you guys.